another DorkLair action figure review. Today I'm taking a look at the Mythic Legion's Undead Builder Pack from the Necronominus wave. Now this set is a deluxe builder set, similar to some of the best Mythic Legion's products in the past, like the Barbarian, the original Knight, the upcoming Blue Shield Soldier, those orcs and elves from the War of the Aetherblade Tactics line. Like, in that tradition, this is there, but it kind of like takes it a step forward and adds extra limbs. So not only do we get this ghost-like version of it, but we also get a more ghoul-like version of it with like painted limbs and stuff instead of the transparent plastic. So this set is fully loaded. Now it doesn't come with 2 full figures, but if you buy one $26 army builder from Four Horsemen, you would have endless possibilities in terms of popping and swapping and mixing and matching. And I'll show you an idea from one of those. So anyway, this figure rocks. Let's get into this review. Okay, getting in close up, you can see that this is a sort of a frosted finish. And then you do have some like blues in there, adding a little bit of that spectral vibe. And the eyes are painted a solid glossy white. And then you have the arms here, which are the same arm sculpture as Poxus. And then we have the banded torso. But it looks really cool. It's definitely got that ghostly spectral look to it. We've got this version of the loincloth, which is typically not used with this. There's like a torso that matches it, but it's a pretty cool combination there that I don't think is super obvious. And then we have probably one of the most classic loincloth pieces there. And then the half armor, like this is the armor that is used with a lot of the leather stuff. So this is really like a leather set type figure. You know, the bracers and the lower legs go with the leather stuff. So that's pretty much your build of your figure right out of the box. And let's check out some comparisons. And there he is all zoomed out. And pretty much a standard Mythic Legion's 1.0 sized figure, coming in at about 6 3/4 inches tall. Here he is with Poxus on the left, with whom he shares some parts, and my Hagnon Kit Bash on the right, so you can get a sense of like his color and how it's very, very close to Hagnon. The finish is a little different though. Hagnon's a little smoother and shinier, and the Undead Builder spectral parts they have sort of a grittiness. They're not like a shiny finish. Next, here he is with some wave mates. On the left is Maxilius. On the right is Necronominus. A couple 2.0 figures, the Elf on the left and the Undead of Vikenfell on the right. Some other fantasy lines. On the left is Darkwolf from Frazetta Girls. On the right is Como of the Isles from Savage Crucible. And then we have Odious from Unparalleled Universe and King Conan from Mezco with some Seajessim cloth goods. For accessories, I'm starting off with a high contrast pop and swap so that you can just see the options here. So this is the Vampire Phalanx, and it just goes to show you that what kind of fun you can have with a $26 builder mixed in with this set. Lots of options on Four Horsemen. This one is the Vampire Phalanx. Obviously, there are some other ones that you might like better with it. I like the Vampire Phalanx because I like the slimmer parts and the proportions and stuff, and I think it goes good with these slimmer, ghoulish parts. But there's the Barbarian, there's the Temple Relic Guard. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there that would look really good with these various parts, or mix and match with the ghost parts as well. So very cool stuff. So what we have here is the head, the neck, the upper arms, the elbows, the hands, the upper legs, and the feet from the Undead Builder set. All of those parts are extra separate parts from the core figure that is set up in the box. And there's a close-up of that face. I think this head is my favorite. Either this one or the one with the jaw hanging down. I do prefer the painted parts over the translucent parts. They're all great, but just personally, I really like the painted parts. I just like seeing all the paint work. You can see there's some detail in the mouth there. But I love this head sculpt right here. I think this is a home run kind of piece right here. And then just a look at the arms and the hand, and a look at those legs here and then down at the feet. And there's a version of the ghoul head with the jaw hanging loose and some bone parts showing through, and it's missing one of the eyes. It does come with a pair of shoulder pauldrons that match the leather armor set, and then it's got this neck effect, this like spectral neck effect that can go under the head. And then you have this version with half a skull here, missing the jaw, and so that it looks like it's all coming out of the mouth, and you have these pieces here that you can pop in and out that go into the eyes to make it look like smoke, or spectral smoke is just emanating from the skull. So this is a very cool look right here. If you want a slightly more armored up version, there is this alternate collar piece here. Again, lots of options for building a figure to make it look exactly how you want, and mixing and matching and just trying different looks. For hands, it comes with the same sets of hands for both figures, and it's got a bunch. So it has, starting off with this pair of clawing, gesturing hands, a pair of open gesturing hands, a pair of vertically hinged gripping hands, and a pair of horizontally hinged gripping hands. And as I said, it has these same 4 sets of hands in the spectral translucent color. One of the interesting curiosities from this set is that it does have a second pair of ankle joints for each pair of feet, for both the ghost and the ghoul feet. They just have a smaller peg here because there are certain legs in the line that have a smaller peg hole. For example, the actual ghoul legs that would go with this, that are actually, I think the only figure that they're on is the Mask of the Red Death. Like, those legs have the smaller peg. So this just adds some compatibility for the customizers out there. For weapons and gear, it does have the shackles on the chain, and it's got 3 weapons, a shortened halberd, tipped weapon here that tip comes off. It's got this mace, the classic Mythic Legion's mace, and it's painted nicely. It's got a lot of rust in there. Looks pretty cool. And then it's got half of the Elven double blade. So this piece, usually there's a second half to it, but just kind of throwing it in there as one single blade. And then another throwback is it comes with the classic extra pieces. You have the old school leather strap, and then you have the back adapter pieces that are used for wings and other things like that. For articulation, the head is on a ball joint, can look up this far, down a little bit, cock side to side, spin all the way around. The arm is on a hinge upward, little past even, and you can spin it all the way around there as well. And then you have an elbow that has a lot of range, and a twist at that elbow, twist at the forearm, twist at the wrist, and a hinge at the wrist. And at the waist, he can crunch forward about this far, back to the sides, and can spin around. The leg can kick out pretty far. The cloth is going to push it back down a little bit. It can go out into these splits. There is a twist at the top of the thigh, and then you have a single jointed knee. There's a twist below the knee. There's a hinge at the ankle, twist at the ankle, and a rocker. So yeah, this set's a lot of fun. I'm always into the big builder sets like this. If you're not into customizing or popping and swapping your figures and mixing and matching and getting creative, it might not be the best set for you. But if you do like doing that stuff, this is an absolute home run type of set. I do like that they did the parts in clear and then ghoul and the painted ones. I do prefer the painted. This is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love the translucent color of it. It's fun to play with light and have some light shining through it and stuff, but I do sort of prefer the ghoul colors. And it's got a nice torso. It's got like nice armor set for, other types of combining and mixing. And so great figure. Definitely a value pack. Thanks for watching. And until next time, may the force be with you.